There wasn't much time for you to speak with the emissary, but you seem to be hitting it off with that young man quite well.
You're good. As you know, the envoy filled me in on a lot of things. For example, at one place, Leaf House Plains, there's some bandits that have taken over the highway there.
So you worried for Miss Amelia's safety and tried to stop her from going to the royal castle. My, so that is what love looks like.
There's more to it than that. There's just so much that's off about this delay of the royal selection. Like why they're keeping it a secret. Like, I'd never leave my king on a chessboard so vulnerable when things smell so fishy. Or in shogi, for that matter.
Both your references go right over my head, I'm afraid. But I understand where you're coming from. So that's love.
It's embarrassing when you keep saying it.
I truly understand how you feel, Subaru. But do you have any other leads on retrieving information from the royal capital?
That's the problem. That's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about, Roz. It's going to change my impression a lot. Even if they don't shoo me away, I want to avoid getting into a situation where they won't even bother hearing me out.
And then?
If possible, I'd like to request you pen a letter for me. A letter that proves I'm visiting them as a representative of you, Roswell. Or rather, Amelia.
That's quite the bold request. Subaru, do you understand what you are asking of me right now? My recognition of you acting as a delegate of Miss Amelia's, that isn't a small favor. I may not seem like it, but I am of rather high standing. You haven't been serving this manor for very long, and you expect me to grant you such a request? Moreover, how am I to know what you will say to the other candidates when you meet them?
That's fair. I know doing so raises a few alarms, but don't forget, Rem will be with me. If I ever did anything out of line, Rem will definitely stop me.
Aha! You say the strangest things. Then are you telling me to place my trust in Rem and not you?
I think that's better than me trying to convince you otherwise. So, will you?
Of course. It's much easier to agree to your ostentatious demands in that case. Now then, here you are.
What's this? A letter?
It is the letter you so desperately pined for.
What? You already wrote it out? Even though you were pushing against it this whole time?
Miss Amelia and I will not be accompanying you. I thought you would need it, though I am still reluctant to give it to you in the first place. However, you took a great risk in suggesting it and trying to convince me otherwise. I hope you remain just as bold when conducting business in the royal capital.
You got it. I hope you'll do your best to protect the manor too. Just like with the bandits, no one knows what'll happen.
I know. I would never take your input so lightly.
Huh? I came to help load her luggage, but where's Rem? It's not like Rem to ever leave a job unfinished. Did something happen?
Subaru, I apologize for abandoning my work.
Oh, Rem, there you are. Why were you in the bushes?
Well, I sensed something bad, so I went to investigate.
Something bad?
Yes. However, it may have just been my imagination.
An ominous presence in the morning we depart for the royal capital.
Subaru?
I just want to figure out what gave you that uneasy feeling and squash it. Rem, I think it's fine if we leave a little later than planned. Let's be as thorough as we can.
Are you certain? It may interfere with our schedule, and it may just end up being nothing.
If it turns out like that, then fine. I'd rather believe you and fail than not believe you and regret it.
Subaru, yes. Rem will do her best.
Oh? Alright then. Let's begin our search in the garden. I don't know what we're looking for exactly, but let's get this started.
Yes, Subaru.
Hey, Rem. Now, this is purely hypothetical, but let's say someone's lurking in the garden.
Are you referring to that foreboding presence?
Yeah. Anyway, back to the garden. If someone suspicious were hiding out there, where do you think they'd be?
If I were to hide in the garden, my first thought would be to hide in the shadows of the bushes.
I see. The bushes. That's true. It'd be possible to hide among the thick vegetation. Hey, Ram, there's something I wanted to ask you.
I refuse, Barusu.
Wait, hang on! I haven't even asked you yet!
Oh, that is true. I merely reacted on reflex. But are you sure you are not wasting your time? The chances of me accepting your request are low, Barusu.
I thought that might be the case. So, with that said, Rem, you handle dealing with Ram.
Very well. Sister, I have a request I would like to make of you.
Of course, Rem. Anything I can do to help.
Just like that? She hasn't even made her request yet!
Yes, but Rem would never ask me for anything unreasonable.
Now then, Subaru, please inform Sister of your request.
Yeah, I got it. Wait, was this whole exchange even necessary?
Of course it was, Barusu. I am listening to Rem's request. What's important is that this is not a request from you.
Alright. Well, if you'll help us out, it doesn't matter who makes the request. Anyway, Ram, getting back on track. I want you to help us search the garden.
Search the garden? You do not need assistance to prepare for your departure?
No. See, Rem sensed something troubling in the garden. I want to try to find out what it was.
I see.
It was faint, but it was a very foreboding presence.
That is quite concerning. Very well, Rem. I will help you with your search.
I want to talk to Bayako, but I don't think I'll run into her if I go this. Alright, time to consult Bayako. And that's what happened, Bayako.
What exactly happened, I suppose? Betty does not understand what you are saying.
Come on, don't make me repeat myself. Rem sensed something bad in the garden, so I want to find out what it was. But unfortunately, we don't have much time left before we leave. That's why I came to you for help. I want you to help Ram and Rem search around the garden, and let me know if you have any idea what that unpleasant presence might be.
Why did you not start with that? I had no idea what you were talking about until just now.
But we just get each other, don't we? You're supposed to know what I'm talking about before I even say anything.
What are you going on about, I suppose? It is the exact opposite. No matter how many words come from your mouth, Betty will never understand you, I suppose.
Oh, come on, don't be like that. I know a lot's happened, but I thought we've been getting pretty close. If you keep treating me so coldly, I'll go crying to Mealy. I might just tell Puck that Bayako's been bullying me.
Bullying you? I resent that, I suppose. When did Betty ever... Why are you crying, I suppose? Betty has done nothing to you.
I'm gonna tell Puck on you.
Fine. I will cooperate with you just this once, so cease your sobbing.
Yes! You won't go back on your word, right?
I am not happy about it, but I will help you this time.
So, I know I asked this earlier, but do you have any idea what it was that Rem sensed? I'm thinking it's possible that it could have been a maw beast.
If something like that just wandered in, the younger sister would not have responded so mildly as to say she felt something bad.
True. I guess that makes me feel a little better.
I would not be relieved just yet.
Huh? Why is that?
Whenever you make that face, it means you are about to stick your nose somewhere it does not belong, I suppose. You should mind your own business more, I suppose.
Just for reference, what do you mean by the face I'm making?
It is hard to describe. However, it gives me the impression that something is out of the ordinary, I suppose.
Now then, how do I go about finding what Rem sensed? We don't have much time before we leave. We need to find the source of Rem's uneasy feeling as efficiently as possible.
That is not something we can decide here. At the very least, not when you and Betty are the only ones present, I suppose.
Good point. We should all think of a better way to search the garden. Well, I'm sorry, Bayako, but can you come with me to the entrance of the mansion? Ram and Rem are waiting.
Oh, fine. I will help you this time, I suppose.
Bayako, Ram, Rem, thanks for helping out. I want to investigate the garden for anything suspicious.
Speaking of which, Barusu, have you finished preparing for your departure? You are Barusu after all, so I figure you may have forgotten something important.
Don't worry. All that's left now is to load up the dragon carriage. And since most of our things have been loaded on there already, we can leave at any time. Isn't that right, Rem?
Yes, our preparations are almost complete. Just as Subaru said, we are ready to depart at a moment's notice.
In that case, you should hurry along to the royal capital, I suppose. The earlier you arrive, the better you can make use of your time there.
Oh, don't be like that, Beiko. Once I get to the royal capital, we won't be able to see each other again for a while, you know?
That is exactly what Betty wants, I suppose. Betty will be able to spend more time in peace and quiet without you around. Besides, what exactly is it that we are trying to find in the garden? You say you wish to search for whatever that unpleasant presence was, but that is too vague, I suppose.
I apologize for causing you all this trouble because of what I sensed, Miss Beatrice.
No, it's not your fault, Rem. In fact, I'm glad you sensed something was off. All right, everyone, listen up. Anything could happen. Delaying the royal selection is already a serious matter. On top of that, Mealy being a royal candidate puts her in a position to be targeted by a whole bunch of people. If something feels even remotely worrying, I want to stamp it out immediately. I don't want to regret anything later, thinking, if only I did something back then.
But as Miss Beatrice stated, we do not know what it is we are looking for. Without more concrete directions, we do not know what to do here.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had everyone gather up like this. Right, Beiko?
Why are you asking Betty that, I suppose?
You're the one who said we should decide what to do after we all got together.
Betty did say something to that effect, I suppose. But you are the one who will decide on the particulars. Tell us what you are thinking first, I suppose.
I see. I guess you're right. I'm the one who put this all together after all. All right then. It's just a hunch, but I've got a pretty good idea of where we should focus on our search.
That is good to hear. If you had not put any thought into this, Betty would have returned to the library without a second thought, I suppose.
Whoa! Just like that? Good thing I gathered info before consulting you, Beiko!
So then, Subaru, what is this location you are referring to? Rem would like to prioritize searching the area you believe to be most suspect.
Now what? I do have my suspicions of the garden. But is it really okay to just point to a location? Maybe we should discuss this more first.
What are you talking about, I suppose? If you have some place in mind, you should tell us.
True, but that's a lot to put on me, you know?
Perhaps you are right, I suppose. But Betty wants to observe your resolve, having gotten all of us involved in this plan.
I am disappointed in you, Barusu, not being able to state what is so clearly on your mind.
I'm sorry, Subaru. Rem didn't intend to trouble you.
No, I'm the one at fault here. When the time called for it, I couldn't sort out my own thoughts.
That is enough. Betty will abide by Betty's own judgment, I suppose.
I will do the same, Barusu.
Yeah, go ahead. Whatever it is could be lurking anywhere in the garden. I'm sorry I can't be of more help, but I'd appreciate it if everyone searches based on their own judgment.
It's okay, Subaru. Rem will search diligently for the source of the ominous presence as well.
Speaking of which, Barusu, what do you plan on doing? Do not tell me that you are merely going to sit around and twiddle your thumbs.
Of course not! I'm gonna work as hard as anyone!
But your work ethic is pathetic. You need to work at least 2 times harder than anyone else to have any effect.
You're right, but still, I was just using a figure of speech! I'll work 2 times harder than anyone.
Perhaps I was wrong. 3 times harder might be necessary.
Fine, okay! I'll work 3 times harder than everyone.
I see. But you working so much harder than us is unrealistic. Even being on par with us is unlikely.
Sorry, Ram. Forget about the whole multiplication thing. Anyway, I want to search the garden now. If you find something, no matter how trivial it may be, let me know. I'm counting on all of you. Beiko, Ram, Rem, let's get this investigation started. I'll find you, whoever you are. I have to find out why Rem sensed something so ominous.
I discovered some traces of someone here. There is a good chance that someone was trespassing here in the garden.
This area looks suspicious. Let's check it out.
I have no doubt that someone was hiding out here.
This place is really suspicious. Let's check it out.
Subaru, I found some rather suspicious footprints. It may only be something trivial, but I will report to you everything I find.
Thanks, Rem. Keep up the good work. Hey, Rem. Sorry to interrupt your search, but you don't have to be so thorough.
I'm sorry, Subaru. I just did not want to fail in the task he provided me.
It's okay. I might be wrong anyway. You can speed things up a bit.
Very well. I will keep that in mind. It seems like someone was hiding here and left traces behind. It seems that presence I detected wasn't just my imagination.
Sorry, Rem, but can we
Of course. Is something the matter, Subaru? Where do you want me to search next?
I was just thinking it over, but I guess we don't have to go too far.
I see. Then shall I keep searching around here?
Yeah, keep searching around the gazebo.
Very well. I will continue my search near the gazebo. It may only be something trivial, but I will report to you every—
Thanks, Rem. This place is suspicious too. Let me see if there's anything here. faint traces of something having been here. I should investigate more. Sorry, Rem, but can we check somewhere else?
Of course.
Let's see. Why don't you look over by the fountain?
Yes, Subaru. I will continue my search over there. Subaru, I found some footprints.
Sorry, Rem, but can we check some—
Of course. It may only be something trivial.
Thanks, Rem.
I have a feeling I will soon find out who was hiding here. It may—
Thanks, Rem. How's your search going, Ram Ram?
Barusu, you think you are so high and mighty inquiring about my progress. Who do you think you are?
That wasn't my intention. I just thought you'd need some help since we don't really know what we're looking for.
True. You were quite vague, so it was somewhat perplexing. But it was something ominous that Rem sensed. I will be more than diligent in finding the cause of her worry.
Nice one, Ram Ram. Looks like you don't need my help after all.
I am curious what your definition of help is. But I do know for a fact that you are still a century off from being capable enough to assist me.
That long?
Yes, even though I am being generous, it would still take that long.
Go easy on my frail heart.
Now then, there is no need to worry about me. Leave me be and return to your post, Barusu.
Subaru, it looks like someone passed by here.
There are traces of someone lurking around here.
Hey, Beiko. How's everything going? You look a little confused about where to look.
Perhaps you are right, I suppose. We are only conducting our search based on a hunch, so it is difficult knowing what to look for. If you could provide more explicit instructions, it would help Betty concentrate, I suppose.
For now, why don't you look around the bushes over there to the left? It's possible that whatever it is Rem sensed didn't run off too far from where she originally looked.
Fine, I suppose. You do have a point. Betty will begin her search by the bushes, I suppose. Perhaps someone was hiding here, I suppose. Betty can only assume as much.
How are things going, Beiko?
You came at the right time. There has been an update, so I was planning on telling you about it, I suppose.
Wow, that's great! Let's hear it! Sorry, Beiko.
What is the matter, I suppose?
Oh,
It may only be something trivial, but I will report to you everything I find.
Thanks, Rem.
Subaru, I found some—
This spot is suspicious. I believe there was someone lurking around here.
I found some suspicious footprints.
may only be something
Thanks,